friends, and you got to support some of your friends that were in the show that he's covered.
I'm going to take you all a tour of mine really quick, and I'm Mr. Walker. How are y'all? Nice to meet you. Yes, sir. I'm good. I'm Mr. Walker. Hello, I'm Mr. Walker. How are you? Hi. I'm Mr. Walker. Hey, how you doing, guys? So, I'm only going to keep y'all here a few minutes because we got a make it open to Miss Dee's class, and I think actually technically we're supposed to be the next station. But anyway, I teach 2D art here. My name is Mr. Walker. I've been teaching here. This is my 4th year, and all of our work hung in here is from the years that I've been here. So you can see I have a lot of talented students. I'm very blessed. And so, my philosophy with teaching art is not necessarily to make Picassos, but to exercise that part of the brain that deals with creative problem solving. That's really what art is if you think about it. You know, we're taking this image or idea in our head and we're trying to figure out how to put it on a canvas. And so, to me, the world needs more problem solvers, and it will strengthen that part of the brain, just like going to Coach Holmes' weightlifting class and asking, hey, how do I make my bicep bigger? Well, we'll show you how we do it. Well, here we make that side of the brain that deals with creative problem solving bigger, and it will benefit all of our students. We also, going into high school, we have our 7 and our 8. Going to high school, we have intro to painting, intro to printmaking, intro to drawing, and AP art, which for you serious ones about continuing your art education afterwards, you can get a college credit. We have close relationships with a ton of universities around here, including Winthrop and SCAD and other great art programs, and we know what they're looking for. So if your child wants to go in that career path, we have the representatives from those schools that kind of guide us in the right direction for that. Okay, so that's my spiel. If you have any more questions, please email me. I'm on the website, of course, out of Coach Tennis. And if you're interested in that too, then let me know, and I'll pass your information on to Coach Vincent, and of course, let you know when tryouts and all that kind of stuff. If you're at a feeder school, you can play tennis this year, JV, if you're in the 6th or 5th grade. And so if that's something you're interested in, then let me know as well. Okay? All right. Y'all can take care of these. Yeah. Yep. Thank you. All right. Nice meeting you. Nice meeting you. Looking forward to seeing you. All right. Thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for coming.
Thank you.
For coming. All right. You've been practicing with Coach.
Jeez, that was amazing art.
Teacher's crazy. He's like yoga. Yeah. I'm more. Really?
Ceramics 1 through advanced and digital art 1 and 2. So in here I have some of our paintings lined up high in the seat, and I have some of our ceramics. So just a little bit about our painting. I know Mr. Walker probably talked a little bit about it as well. We go teach that. So we start out in here with our color theory. We've got a couple of those over here. We work on mixing our own colors. So you might see over there the jars, the little squeeze bottles that look like mustard and ketchup or acrylic paint. We only use primary colors, and they mix other colors in our painting class. And then we move on when we landscape, and then we move on to some different art movements. They get to pick an art movement if they're choosing to do a presentation and a painting in that style. So we've got some expressions and impressions now. We just moved on to our watercolor section. That's like a emulation of stained glass over there, and we just did watercolor Polaroids, little Polaroid snapshots. And then we have our ceramics. So kind of laid it out from ceramics 1 and go a little forward. ceramics 1 doing hand building only. And we do pinch method, coil method, which is that one back there. And then we start doing slab method. So we make some mugs. We made some puzzle boxes. These were super fun. We just in Ceramics 1 wrapped up our face mask project where they learned to build like a 3-dimensional, realistic, somewhat face mask representing either them or someone else. And then over here we have our more advanced ceramics. This is Ceramics 2, and we also have an AP art class, and this is AP 3D. And she wheeled through this, and it's gorgeous. It's all based on like inquiries. So you start out in the AP class with like a question, and then you explore that question for the rest of the semester and make art pieces based on that. So that one's really cool. And then we have some sets where I had them wheel throw at least 2 of their sets. So wheel thrown, wheel thrown, wheel throw. We have 3 pottery wheels back there. So we start to get into that more in our Ceramics 2 and advanced ceramics classes. And then we have our own kiln back there, so we get to fire everything in-house, which is super great. And we have just a great setup in here. We're very lucky to have this whole space. We have all the tools that we could need for 3D and our painting classes to be all in the same space. So we also have, and I'll let you go, but we also have our digital 1 and 2 classes in the Mac lab over here, which I don't think you'll stop by, but we have Mac desktops that we teach Photoshop and Illustrator on. So those are super cool classes as well, learning some like intro to graphic design, things like that. Okay, all right.
Thank you, Ms. Needy.
You're welcome. Nice to meet you guys.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Glad everybody is.
Enjoy your day.
What are you saying?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, excuse us.
Enjoy your visit.
Appreciate it.
Welcome. We're so glad that you could join us on this Tuesday night. My name is Rachel Flario, and I teach 7th grade literature, grammar, composition, and an 8th grade U.S. history. And in the middle school, which is our longest hallway, right over there. As a middle school teacher, we do try to keep most of the middle school classes right in that A wing with a core group of teachers. I know that it can seem a little daunting at first to enter middle school and think that there are almost like grown-up students that are here, but I promise that Cardinal Newman is a family. Any of our students help out any of our students. I've seen older kids opening lockers and helping pick up books, and this really truly is a family atmosphere here. And I'm speaking both as a faculty member, but also as a parent. And my 2 sons, I have a senior this year and a sophomore, and they really have grown up here at Cardinal Newman in our family. With regard to English, we'll talk a little bit about what I think makes our English department special here at Cardinal Newman, and mostly at looking at our audience from a junior high perspective, but then also we do have our 2 amazing high school instructors here as well. So English is anything reading, writing, speaking, or listening falls under the English department. So debate, poetry, different genres, fiction, nonfiction, novel studies. And speaking of novel studies, we do, one of my joys as a teacher is being able to share some of our novels with my 7th grade students. We just finished reading The Outsiders, and parents, maybe you even read The Outsiders when you were in junior high. We also get to tackle Call of the Wild and Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. But we do also supplement with nonfiction materials as well. Our middle school does have a separate grammar and composition course as well. Right now it's a semester in both 7th and 8th grade, and we're looking to expand that, hopefully to a year-long course. This is going to be separate from more of the language arts skills. This is a dedicated class for writing and employing grammatical conventions. So I am that picky grammar teacher that knows the grammar rules. And then we're working on compound, complex sentences right now, but then now that we're finishing that unit, I'm looking for those types of sentence structures in their writing and to see my students writing mature as well. We do a lot of projects, group work, and collaboration is very important.
Pardon this interruption. At this time, please proceed to session 3. Thank you.
We're good? Yeah, you're right. All right, they're in charge, so. Collaboration is so important in both at the junior high and in the high school. That really teaches life. And so we do quite a bit of group work and using your talents to get a job done with another group of people. Sometimes those projects are more paper and pencil focused. Sometimes they are a little bit more creative. This one came out of a bet from another colleague. I love Easter Peeps, and she challenged me to come up with a project that had to do with Easter Peeps. So here we have our Call of the Wild stop motion videos. All of the characters had to be peeps. And talk about collaboration. The students, do you know how many pictures this took in order for them to make a stop motion video? They would work, take what they thought were a ton of pictures, they would put it all together and it would be like 4 seconds long. So this took quite a bit of collaboration together. Looking for ways to creatively have our students engage with novels and with each other as well. We do some iMovie trailers based on, this is Agatha Christie's, and Then There Were None that we read.
You are charged with following.
And they needed to write up a script with stage directions, so while we're talking about a drama, and then they got to act it out with costumes and screaming. So for the middle school, that's my perspective, and I work really diligently to set those foundations which will serve our students well as they move on to high school. So I'd like to introduce our high school instructors. I'll have them introduce themselves and talk a little bit about our high school curriculum.
I'm Laura Schaefer. I teach 10th honors and 12th honors in CP. And as Mrs. Farrow said, we carry through the foundations built in middle school into the high school. So we're starting to build some of the more upper level critical thinking skills, which they've clearly started in middle school, because by the time they get to me I can see that. But we continue with novel studies, with poetry, with a variety of genres. In terms of a through line from the grammar class, we have speech and research, and the underclassmen take that. And so they are then working with MLA and AP style, and kind of solidifying some of those writing skills with a more upper level research focus. We also have AP credits, so in addition to the tiered honors and CP level classes, we have AP Lit, AP Lang, and AP Seminar, right? So in theory, at the end of high school, students could leave with 3 college credits under their belt, just in the English department alone. If you do have questions about the AP curriculum, Dr. Rogers is fantastic and can answer any of those that you have. But there's also a new creative writing class, which I'm very excited that I'm teaching this year. I love that because it's a great way for them to practice some of the things themselves, as well as continuing the critical feedback, giving it to each other, and celebrating some of the fun ideas and forms that we talk about in literature. So, anything on that?
All right, well, we'll start for our next question. We're going to the chapel next.